Alright, let's play some Locomotion, Delirium. Alright, so we're back to the usual. We're going to change my face, my colors. I'm going to pause the game. Oh, there's a cat here. Okay, so I need to achieve a monthly profit from vehicles of $10,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to max out the loan that I have available to me. And now I'm going to do some scouting around to see where exactly I can start setting up my stations. So I'm going to pull up the overview map. I'm going to take a look. I typically will head for coal mines and either deliver coal to a power plant or to a steel mill that happens to be nearby. Oh, and it looks like we've got two coal mines actually pretty close together. This is really nice because you can have one single station sourcing coal from two mines at the same time. And if you need to make money in a hurry, that is a really good way of getting as much money as possible without actually having two separate stations. So here I am going to construct a platform that is actually going to bridge these two coal mines. And this platform will again source coal from both coal mines without actually having to have two separate platforms. And I just noticed that there is a third coal mine being built here. So this new coal mine is kind of right in the way where I was going to lay down my track. So let's rethink this a little bit. Just kind of rotating around, scouting around, seeing how I'm going to do this. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to connect these two particular coal mines in one single platform. I suppose if you were really creative, you can connect 3 coal mines into one single platform. I've done that in the past, and but the configuration of the coal mines have to be such that they're close enough that can be actually serviced by the one single platform. It's a little tricky, but it can be done. So here I'm just laying down track to a steel mill that happens to be nearby. And again, if anyone knows me, I don't care how much the bridges cost, I'll just bridge over the span just to keep things nice and straight and level. And these platforms are, I think, 12 long. So we're going to create a train, equip it with some wagons, give it the orders to pick up the coal and basically deliver it to the steel mill. And there we go, we've got one train on its way. So while that train is loading up and delivering, I'm going to create a secondary line that's going to run parallel with the first one. And this secondary line will be used not as a separate station, but will actually help deliver coal to the steel mill by having a dedicated, I guess, a to-from line. You'll see. So we're going to create a switch over so we have one line for incoming and one line for outgoing trains. This will allow me to put in multiple trains per circuit. And another crossover at the other station. and one last platform. And I think that pretty much does it for this circuit. We're going to put in some intermediary signals just so that I can add some more trains in the future without having them being bogged down by long distances between signals. Just making sure that the directions line up. Everything seems to be working well. And we're going to create a second train because already I have almost 250 tons of coal waiting at the mines, and if I don't put more trains on this circuit, the amount of coal that's going to be sitting there at the station is just going to be it's basically going to be overrun with coal. And as soon as you have things waiting around for an extended period of time, your performance level at that station takes a hit, and suddenly it's not good. Basically, the coal mines, if we were playing a multiplayer or against other computers, I think the coal mines actually will start to prefer more efficient operations rather than yours, especially if you're a little delinquent in making sure that basically the platforms are free of material. In this case, it's going to be coal. So I've got two trains. Now I've created a third train, basically running coal all the way to the steel mill. So now I'm looking at the overview map. I'm checking around to see if there's anything else that I can do. It doesn't look like I'm pulling enough money to create $10,000 a month in income. So I'm just kind of cycling through the overview map to see what's available. And whenever I'm looking at this overview map, I'm trying to see if there's, any stations that I can double up on, or any sources that I can double up on. And I'm also seeing where the material will end up having to go. I don't want the delivered material to go too far away from the source material because I don't have enough money to create really long lengths of railroad circuit. So it looks like I've kind of ironed myself down here. I've got an oil well and an oil refinery that happen to be in close proximity to each other. So this should probably work. So again, I'm going to create a railroad circuit with two platforms at each end and crossovers, and those platforms will again be about 12 long. So at this point, it's just basically building the same thing that I just did with the coal mines, but it's going to be a little bit different because now we're going to an oil refinery. I'm not exactly sure where the platforms are in this case, so what I'm doing is I'm creating the crossovers first and the signals, and then I can tell where the end of the platform is going to lie. I think these are 11 long, and I think I need them to be 12 long. So I'm one length short. We go back to the oil well, and we're going to create a double station 12 long with the usual crossovers in front of the station. just double checking the direction of the incoming and outgoing lines. And I'm going to get some trains going with some tanker wagons so they can haul the oil from the well to the oil refinery and give it its orders and send it on its way. And a secondary train will speed things along as well. The tricky thing about this game is, especially during the later levels, the amount of trains that you're going to be having to manage is really can be really obnoxious, and your trains will start to wear down after a while, and train management as a whole becomes a real issue at the later part of the game. So it looks like we're pretty much done here. I think we can just wait this out at this point. I'm going to check my budget. Might as well return as much money as I can off of the loan. I'm already at $8,000 per month profit. Oh, there we go. We're done. On to the next one.